DOS playstyle uses thumb-related muscles mainly. In order to keep DOS loaded and perform quick taps effectively, various muscles must coordinate by flexing and extending in the precise moments. Thumb extension, thumb abduction, thumb adduction, thumb opposition, and thumb flexion will be the main muscle movements you need for this playstyle to be performed. It has a low risk of injury. Hypertap playstyle involves an isometric contraction of almost all your arm, forearm, and hand muscles. Isometric means there is contraction but no range of movement. This is why you are able to vibrate your finger over the controller, all muscles working at once. Some use the deltoid to keep their arms straight and elevated. Some flex their biceps a little bit to not have the elbow completely extended. Otherwise, your triceps is going to be contracted if you have the elbow extended. When wrist is rotated either with your hand palm looking upwards or downwards, you will use muscles that perform supination and pronation respectively. Depending on how you position your hand, brachioradialis muscle will have different load. Finger extensor and flexor muscles are used depending on what finger you tap with. The ones that are not used might be extended or flexed according to your grip. If you use your index finger to tap, you might be using an additional muscle specifically used to control your index finger. The index finger extensor. In contrast, if you tap with your thumb, you might be using different muscles including the thumb extensor and the thumb abductor. Some muscles are felt more than others, but you will feel the whole extremity stiff while tapping. Rolling has a variety of grips and styles where you might use different muscles and feel the load differently. But overall, these are the main across most grips. The wrist rotation is going to happen by supination and pronation of forearm muscles. These are some of them. Tilting your wrist towards the pinky side is also very common, at least more than tilting it towards the thumb side, depending on your rolling finger order. These are some muscles we use to tilt the wrist and allow every finger get closer to the back of the controller. The main work, in order to hit the rolls right, will be the finger flexion and extension in synchronicity with the wrist movements. You will need to use finger flexor muscles, both superficial and deep, and finger extensor muscle. Also, some tend to open their hand and fingers wide with interossei muscles. Don't forget about the pinky flexion and opposition. That last hit is crucial. All these complex moves will make high-speed gameplay possible to become an elite player. This playstyle is an upcoming alternative to traditional rolling. This is called knuckle rolling or knuckling. So far, this playstyle shows very similar muscle use to traditional rolling except for not using finger-related muscles, but instead using a wider range of wrist movements. These wrist movements are performed by most of the already seen muscle groups at the forearm. You will see a lot of wrist tilting as you need to get every knuckle closer to the back of the controller. These are the forearm muscles that will let you do that as the tendons insert at the wrist and hand bones. You could also achieve the knuckle rolls by flexing and extending your elbow instead of your wrist. This way you will be using your biceps and triceps muscles mainly. This playstyle has a lot of potential, but there is still a lot to learn and understand to know what should be the best way to take advantage of its mechanics. The only certainty is it doesn't lead to finger strain.